Welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris and I'm a gorilla in the wrist. Today we're looking at something really different. This is the Vario Versa. Elegant, sophisticated, stylish, and the watch is pretty good too. Let's get into it. So today we're looking at something very different. Today we're looking at a classy, stylish dress watch from Vario. Big shout out to Ivan at Vario for loaning me this watch. In my experience of dealing with the company over the last couple of years, I find that their aesthetic really fits in with my tastes, and Ivan is an absolute star. So thanks Ivan for loaning us this. In terms of what we got, I just say we have a stylish dress watch. Clearly there's a slug of influence from the JLC Reverso, but let's just very quickly do its party trick. So one quick flip and we have a different watch. It's on a very nice polished stainless steel case. I think what I would probably call tonneau. I don't think that's an unreasonable shout. Certainly has a tonneau look to it. It is very thin, so it comes in at 26mm, but the lug to lug at 39mm means it kind of wears okay. For me, so there's a bit of a debate raging in the Gorilla's household at the moment, with my wife who thinks that this is a woman's watch, and myself who thinks it's a unisex watch. And for me, I think that lug to lug of nearly 40mm makes it wearable, and it is an immensely stylish thing. So I think I'm right, but then I always think I'm right. So it comes on a really nice leather strap, very simple, very elegant, very traditional, and it is also on a butterfly clasp. Now most of you will know that gorillas and butterflies, not so much. However, I think this one works well, and the strap is of really good quality, and it does taper down very heavily down to about 15mm. So whilst you'll have a watch that you will probably have more straps for, because 20mm is about the standard lug width, this one just wears very, very well. And it does also come with a regular tang and buckle on it, so if you're not a big fan of butterfly clasps like me, you can just put it on a regular tang and wear it like a regular watch. And the length of the strap is pretty good as well. It doesn't quite fit this Gorilla, but that is predominantly because the holes end before the watch strap. So I think if I owned this, I could punch another hole right at the back end of that and it would work perfectly well and it would fit me. So Gorillas, don't be put off by that. In terms of what you get for the dial, there is a very simple and very clean design. So the white dial side has beautiful blued hands, a very simple plain face. It's got Vario above the pinion, and a minute track all the way around the outside. There's no second hand, and that's it. It's very classy, I have to say. It really does have a very classy look. And the other side has a little bit more to it. So it's a black dial, and I should say that both of these are enamel dials, so a very classic look that comes. The black one does have numerals and dashes, and the minute track goes around inside the numerals, and again with Vario on the pinion, but very clean. It's a very clean looking watch. It's a quartz, so it's a Ronda SlimTech quartz movement in both of them, and the watch is changed via the crown, which is inset so as not to affect the operating of the flip, what I call the flip, and each watch obviously has its own crown, and they are genuinely independent, so you can set one at one time at one at another, or you can just use it as a change in terms of the style. I have to be honest, I am very partial to the white dial. I think, as I mentioned, I just find it very classy. It's a really good look. So that's a basic run around the watch. Let's just do the main specifications before we get into pros and cons, and I'll give you my final thoughts. So let's run through the basic specifications on this Vario Versa. So the dial width is a tiny 26mm, but to some extent mitigated by the lug-to-lug of 39mm. Comes on the very standard lug width of 20mm, and strangely an actual thickness of just over 12. The movement inside it is a two Ronda SlimTech 1062s. It weighs in at a very light 70 grams, has 5 atmospheres of water resistance, don't know why you're not taking this in the pool, and comes with a double sapphire crystal. You'll have to excuse the gloves. I really didn't want to get my mucky mitts all over this one. So I felt honour bound to get some white gloves on. So let's talk about the things that I'm not a big fan of on this watch. And it's not a long or exhaustive list. The first one is it comes with a 1-year international warranty. If you've watched any of my videos, you'll know that this is a bugbear. Come on, Ivan. Your watches are fantastic. I know you have confidence in them. That should be reflected in the guarantee. I appreciate there's a commercial element to that, but I would pay an extra 20 quid for an extra years. So 1-year warranty first up. The second one is the butterfly clasp, and this is an entirely personal thing. I just do not get on with them. I tend to end up getting pinched skin because I'm a gorilla, let's be honest about it. Maybe most normal people don't, but for me it doesn't really do it. I have to give credit. I mean, this one is done really well. It's been branded really well, and my wife wore it and had no problems with it at all. So maybe it's just me. I just don't like them. So that was the second gripe. And then the third one, I think, is price. So these are currently retailing on the Vario website for $429 or £360. Now, personally, I don't have a problem with that price, because for me, I think for what you get, the level of originality, the fact that you are paying for a really good quality strap, you're paying for 2 dials, 2 movements, 2 enamel dials, 2 movements, and that it's done really, really well, means that I wouldn't hesitate to buy it. So for me, it's not a problem. However, for other people it will be. That is quite a lot of money. So for me, I think those are the 3 things I would pick out about my concerns about this particular watch. And in terms of the things that I like about this watch, I think I have to start off with just talking about aesthetics. So Ivan and the Vario design team have a very clear house style, and in my eyes they haven't failed yet. Everything they've brought out, I've looked at it, whether it's the Art Deco Empire watch, which I just think the green one is absolutely gorgeous. The trench watch is fantastic, so much so that I have one. After I'd reviewed the last one, I ended up buying one, and my wife is giving it to me as my birthday present. There is something about their design aesthetic that just chimes with me, and I do love it. Look back on my previous reviews, I do love vintage inspired watches, and they are clearly vintage inspired watches, but for me there is something. This is unusual. You're not going to see flip watches very often. They are a bit impractical, but they are different. This is something that not everybody is going to have on their watch. And certainly in terms of interest, show me this over an iWatch any day. Apart from anything else, I suspect this would last a damn sight longer. And probably costs about the same, actually. So you can keep your iWatch, and I'll keep this. The third thing I would say is that the strap. Now, I know Vario originally made its name with straps, and the quality of the strap on this is just fantastic. It goes so well. It was such a good choice. A very simple, tapered all the way down. Just fantastic. And I am, in a minute, just going to sling it on the blue strap that Ivan put in the package, just to show you what difference the colours can make. But for me, I really do think the strap kind of makes it. When the dial is that simple, having that quality of strap just sees it through. So I think that's fantastic. And then the final thing is it does come in an array of colour choices. Not only can you have a black and a white dial, there's red, there's blue, there's green. I'll stick some video of the different colour choices that you can have, but I think it's really good. It's a good choice and pretty much a watch for all occasions. Mind you, I would argue that this on its own is a dress watch for all occasions. What more do you need? And for those of you who wanted to see what a 26mm dress watch looks like on a gorilla's wrist, ta-da! And the answer to your question is, it looks fantastic. It really does look brilliant. I've not sorted the retainer out, and look away now if you're squeamish, because that's what it's doing to my wrist. But it really does work, and it is that lug to lug, makes it feel and look much longer. So for me, I think on the wrist, this does work really well, which is bad news because my wife wants one, so we might have to get a shared one. And she watches my videos, so I'm about to get told off. And there it is on the white-faced version. Again, I think it's a great look. I can imagine rocking this with a white t-shirt and jeans, casual as well. So multi-use, I think. And here we have it on the blue strap, and, well, wow. I mean, well, look at that. I have to say, Ivan's and Vario make phenomenal straps. I love the colour of this. That blue is just fantastic. And it really does pick out the handset as well. It's an absolute winner. It's a great combination. I'd show it to you on my wrist, but it doesn't fit my wrist. Okay, so let's try and wrap this one up, shall we? So I think what I can safely say that in my view this is yet another winner. Ivan, I don't know how you do it, mate. You seem to have a direct line to the things that I enjoy in a watch, and particularly the vintage aesthetic. This just works on any level. It's a lot of fun. My wife is slightly smitten with it as well, so Ivan and I may well be on the phone to get an order in. I think it's a wonderful watch. It's stylish, it's different, it's elegant. It doesn't quite fit this gorilla, but you know what, I'm not going to hold that against it. I think it's just again, another fantastic effort from Vario, and I think on this blue strap it's even better. So winner chicken dinner for me. So that's it for this review. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for sticking it out till the end, and putting up with my poor attempts with the white gloves, which is always very entertaining, I'm sure. It's a cold autumnal day in the UK. England are going to lose to South Africa in the rugby later on today, so not particularly looking forward to that. But for the rest of you, have a fantastic weekend. Thank you for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you soon. Please like and subscribe this video, and please feel free to comment, tell me if you like this one, if you disagree with me. I really enjoy the conversation on the watches that I review, so please feel free to make a comment. Other than that, still plenty more to go coming up over the next couple of weeks. We have the full review of the beast that is the Helm Kuraburi, which actually I've just noticed. Look at those two side by side. Like they were separated at birth, wasn't it? Amazing. Anyway, enough of my nonsense. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.